Let's open Bardock, the Father of Goku premium Bandai figure. So this is the latest premium Bandai figure from S.H.Figuarts. Premium Bandai, as you know, premium Bandai is pretty exclusive. So once you get the drop, they're never gonna release it again. That's what they say. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it to open it and to see what's new about it and what's old, and if they ever did some improvements on the Bardock body. If you know about premium Bandai, these few years it's been like kind of lackluster in par with the accessories. Amount is very lacking. The only thing that I actually got me to buy this figure was the Goku baby statue on the right here. But I mean, the rest of the accessories is just 4 faceplates and 4 hands, which is pretty standard for a premium Bandai these days. Also, we have a different hair piece or hair sculpt that, I'm gonna try it to see how it looks. And yeah, that's about it in regards of the accessories. Here's a closer look of the faceplates if you're interested in seeing it up close. Here's the next one where he's looking sideways and it's pretty shocked. The next one is still looking sideways but with his mouth open. The fourth one, he's looking straight forward, and the last one, he has a cocky smirk or smile. Next, we have the set with semi-open hands, and you can actually use these ones to hold an effect, and I'm gonna show you later in the video how to do it. And at last, we have the set of open hands for Bardock. And perhaps the favorite accessory overall, not counting the Kid Goku, which I'm going next, is the hair sculpt. Just look at that. It looks freaking cool. This could be used for, I don't know, like a fall Super Saiyan like Goku does, but this is technically exclusive for Bardock, but it looks insanely detailed. Just look at the back too. Whew, this is amazing. I might just keep a display here like that in the future for my Dragon Ball Z display. And at last, we have Baby Goku, and this is the reason why I got this figure, because we don't have any figures of Goku on as a baby. If you're an old school collector of S.H.Figuarts, you understand that the Ab Crunch was something that it was modded for years for the 2.0 body, because it did not have that good range of Ab Crunch. But it seems like Tamashii Nations actually learned their lesson, and they removed that little gap that used to restricted the articulation in this area. So I'm pretty happy about that. For articulation wise, I'm just gonna keep this cool hair sculpt. I actually love it, and it looks really good on this figure itself. So I'm just gonna leave it for that and show you the articulation for this Bardock. First of all, make sure that when you do anything with the head itself, like if you're gonna move it forward or down, make sure that the hinge of the joint is actually facing the right way. That way you won't end up breaking it. As you can see, they're using a very dated type of hinge in the neck peg. Arms, butterfly joints are solid. I would say that actually the best ones, and I don't think the original has this much a range, but perhaps I'm wrong. I don't know, let me know down in the comments. So you can definitely cross the arms enough. And then you have the bicep rotation here. It's decent. It's not as good. Actually, it has the same issue as the first one, which the bicep was pretty tight. So I'm gonna have to fix that in post. And then we have the elbow bend on the elbow. There you go. And it's decent, And then we have the peg, the wrist peg, and be careful with this one. Be very careful. The pegs are very tiny. Let me see if I can just show it to you. Look at that thing. Super tiny. Actually, I should have done that. Next time, if you're gonna replace the hand, make sure you heat it up with a hair dryer or hot water so you don't break the wrist peg. Let's see, for the Ab Crunch, again, like this, you won't be able to make that much movement. But if you pull it up, you're gonna unlock the nice articulation on the Ab Crunch. And it's gonna give you plenty of range. You're gonna have gaps in the back as any other figure that you own, as long as it's part of the deal. It's an action figure, and it needs range to be able to move around. So you're gonna have gaps. Then we have the rotation on the waist, and it's very limited because it's locked into the tail and this little bottom part, or the butt. It's gonna be very limited on this area right here on the waist, so be careful. I don't want you to break your figure. Plus you have these two pieces of skirt. One is damaged, part of the whole damage look of Bardock, and then one that is complete. So you're gonna have some limited range in regards of the lower part of this figure. Plus it's using a 2.0 body, legs, and those to me personally are very limited nowadays. Next we have the range of the legs, and it goes this far. It can go a little bit higher, but I honestly don't want to push it that much. And then we have the knee bend, the bend on the knee, and then we have a double peg on the foot or feet, and it's decent. Like I've been saying the same word over and over, but it is kind of decent. It's workable. You can rotate it, you can rock it, everything, all the things that you need for that to work for you. And then we have the hinge on the feet or the toes, and it's pretty workable for the poses that you're gonna get with this guy. Here's a quick side-by-side comparison with the original release, which was about 4 years ago. They released this guy, if I'm not wrong. Differences are obviously the color. This guy has a very dark tone of skin and deeper, rich greens on the armor. And I feel that these colors, they look great compared to this ones. These are very muted, and I believe it's because I'm gonna spoil it anyway. He's fighting in space, and I guess the scene on the space is different. It's darker, because you are in the space. Again, the difference in the skin tones are very obvious as well, and that's gonna make it really hard to make any like head swaps with this too, which is kind of unfortunate. Plus the joints in the necks are different as well. And yeah, sadly, that's what I also dislike about Premium Bandai, is the fact that you have two almost identical figures, but they make it really hard for you to swap accessories with them, and it's just a pain in the butt, and a battle that I'm not gonna fight. Here's another side comparisons with two Gokus. Both of them are 4.0, if you want to call them that way. They're the latest Goku ever released. The one on the right is the Premium Bandai Goku. I don't know what it's called again. I forgot, Rage of Saiyan or something. I don't remember. But it's the best Goku I ever had in my hands. It just feels really good. It has a lot of detail with that battle damage, which I'm a sucker for that. And then on the left we have the $37 Goku that got released, man, early in the year. There's so many Gokus that have released this year, and man, as you can see in between you have Bardock, and he looks kind of dated, to be honest. You can see how much the 2.0 body has aged. It's just not as good as it used to back in 2017, 2018, which I remember it was some of the newest 2.0 bodies that got released. If not, you can just tell me in the comments that I'm wrong. But yeah, just wanted to do a side comparison with two of my favorite Gokus. And at last, I have to put some villains in this list, and we have on the right we have the Doria, which is he plays on the he plays a big part on the movie that I talked about, and if you watch it, you know why. And he's huge compared to Bardock on the middle. Then we have on the left the big villain, Frieza, in his first form, or his ordinary form, and that's how you see most of the time in the movie. And yeah, just a quick size comparison. As you can tell, it's very accurate to what I kind of saw in the movie. And yeah, of course, I need to have villains in this video for sure. Final thoughts, I would say this is a great figure for what it is. It's a premium Bandai. I would say that this is more of a display figure than actually a dynamic pose type of figure. And what I'm trying to say is, like, I would use it just to keep it on my display just as it is, just standing like right there. Or perhaps put it on a good, stand and just do a couple poses that are not that complicated to do. I just wish that Tamashii Nations or Premium Bandai would have done something a little more than just battle damage, but at least upgrade the articulation like what they did with the previous Goku that I showed you, where it's literally entirely a different type of Goku, and it looked great and it was worth the money. But this guy, I mean, it's decent. I think it was $85 when it got released. And if you're a really hardcore Dragon Ball Z collector, this needs to be in your collection. But if you're not, if you just like certain characters, then perhaps you're not interested in this guy, don't get him. Right now, it's currently, again, he already got out. So the only way you can get this guy is through like second party or like resellers, and it might go up in price, probably like another 20% increase. And again, it's just a repaint, it's just a little bit of fix here and there, but it's a 2.0 figure. And I would only recommend it if you're a very hardcore Dragon Ball Z fan. I hope you liked this video, and again, it was pretty short, pretty sweet. And let me know if you want me to do more videos like this. Again, subscribe, comment, like this video, and yeah, let me know if you like this kind of stuff that I'm doing with this long format. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.